Okay, we're finally back in Backpack Battles, and let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. And it looks like we are playing the Adventure. Now, with the Bag of Giving, we could not really spend any of our money and just let it give us some randomness in the next round, but guarantee that we end up losing out. The other options is we take some items for now, like the wooden sword, the battery as well, maybe the banana, and the garlic, and just leave it like this for now. Save the rest of our goals. We're probably not going to win out. And when I say probably, I mean I'm sure. Never mind. How the hell did we ever get this lucky? There's no way we actually win our first round, right? I mean, surely, because this opponent really doesn't have anything. And we still lost. Even though we did have a weapon. Yeah, they just managed to inflict a lot of poison. And we got double cards with a puzzle bag of ruin and a mage attack. Right now, we kind of got a bunch of garbage. I wouldn't mind selling this to crack open our piggy bank, but also keeping our piggy bank for a Bag of Giving is kind of nuts. This I wouldn't mind keeping, so if we stack up more than 10 mana, add in blueberries, we can stack up luck, which will give us some power potentially. But I feel like that this is not that great for us. So I'm going to sell it. We could also go for a snow stick, by the way, which I'm also kind of down for. Could we sell our little wooden sword? Hell yeah. Especially since we got a room bag too. It's kind of like we're destined to go for a snow stacking adventure, which does sound kind of crazy to me, I'm not gonna lie. We do get the cards to pretty much get rid of the debuffs we're gonna be inflicting. We get extra bit of monies, a small bit of lifesteal. We could pretty much craft it immediately. You know what? Let's actually do it. I'm also gonna take that lump of coal being on sale for one. And wait, should we sell these items? Do we sell our Menekineku? I kind of would like to grab ourselves a gold hammer, because it would cleanse debuffs as well. Does make our weapons attack 50% slower. But we can work around that. Snow Stick is going to be slowing down our opponents with our cards in as well. With double cards, we do cleanse whatever cold we do inflict, which is going to be kind of nice. And with our room bag, we do have a 25% chance to inflict even more. And that is 11 frost already. 15 frost. But it's enough to actually win out, because our opponents is still outpacing us, which is madness. Hell yeah, it is. Now, speaking of madness, spikes with Hedgehog. With Hogus Bogus, this skill is insanely powerful. Use up to 8 stamina to gain 3 random buffs for each 1 stamina used. I'm not even going to consider anything else, because this skill is like a freaking Meg Clover win con. I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to take it. Pretty much immediately. We can also grab ourselves the axe for some damage. We could keep Hedgie, along with Amid Wilds as well. Stack up a bunch of spikes, get this guy to deal some damage. Or do we take that axe and sell good old Hedgie? I might end up selling him. I'm going to take this ridge. Then we sell this red ruby, this too, and you, so we can go ahead and grab it. So like I said, it's going to be really, really nice for us. Let's go moving on. So we're going to use up a lot of stamina. We should actually place this in before I move on. This is going to use up all our stamina to give us crazy amount of buffs. So having one weapon is going to be kind of nice instead. But we should be able to get crazy amount of buffs. Our opponent is literally going to have an insane amount of defenses, resist a lot of our debuffs. We did use up our stamina, but we stunned both ourselves and the opponents. And then we heal back up while having crazy buffs. So we flick that frost, and then we get some skilling damage with our axe and smash it. Hell of a lot better than our first 2 rounds. And that's a freaking puzzle bag of endurance, which you could increase our stun on ourselves by quite a lot. Also, Twilight will be guaranteed to take. The question is, do we want to keep his Molten Dagger? Probably not, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of it. Although stun, we can trigger a dagger. You know, maybe we'll keep it. Yeah, let's move on once again. We should be in a great spot. It should be in a great spot to deal some damage, stop our opponent from scaling up so much. The Bag of Giving is basically just a bag of chaos. Here, make something crazy from it. And so far, it is kind of looking crazy, but 99% of our skill is coming from this one skill. I mean, genuinely, it's so incredibly strong. And that is a freaking Phoenix as well. We want this fella. I'm going to sell him. I will take another heat though, and another piggy bank. That's for sure. And like that, I'm going to move on. Because double piggy banks means more monies, which means more Bag of Giving shenanigans. And that is an absurd amount of ones. Surely they're going to skill up infinite buffs for that as well. But like I said, Hogus Bogus, 2 stun bonus for almost 0.6 seconds is just enough to beat out. And speaking of awesome, a freaking helmet with a bloody amulet. Cheese from Max Life Skeleton. I think for now, as much as I want to keep in another piggy bank, I'm going to sell it. I'm very happy with our setup right now because with our helmet, with the puzzle bag insurance, we should be able to pretty much take very little damage for a lot longer. 30%. So it should be good. Although that is the freaking lightning staff with crit scaling from the wrench, which is kind of nuts. But like I said, we get our big Clover Wincon, which is just the Hogus Bogus. And we should be able to win out from here with 7 in power. Yeah, it's not going to be even close. Now, speaking of amazing, Prismatic Garb. I really wish we had ourselves a little wooden sword. Also, with a torch, we do inflict a bunch of blinds, which is kind of interesting. And also charge up items 40% faster, which is kind of nice. But I'm going to move on. I would really love to go for this Prismatic Orb, but I just don't think it's going to be worth spending 14 gold on it. With our torch, we should be able to inflict a bunch of blinds from the beginning. Well, after 5 seconds, make our opponent miss quite a bit. And yeah, we should be good to win out because their accuracy is going to be kind of duty trash. They do got double eye lamps to pretty much get rid of all the blind stack, but it should be just enough to be able to win out, right? Surely. Hell yeah, it is. Not bad. Now, speaking of insane, Holy Spear? With a mana pot as well? We get some mana stacked up? Did we get rid of our axe then? Although, if this was a normal spear, we could have went for a halberd with the Merc Elemental. I'm selling you for now. I'm also going to sell the toast. You as well. I'm going to take the Fedora because it is on sale. It's also going to increase our chance-based effects. Now, speaking of amazing, yeah, we're not going to go for that. I think we reroll once more. That is crits. We have to take that immediately. I'll be back in a second. We'll store the inventory once again. So we don't exactly have space for our mana pot. I'm also going to put a Fedora in this spot so we can try to get a little bit of extra luck. So we can try to get some power stacked up as well. I'm selling that piggy bank to grab ourselves another heat. Placing all this heat as well. Battery we could add into our snow stick to make it go super speedy. But I do want to grab our acorn collar. And I'm happy enough rocking on with... Wait. I didn't speed this up. Well, it should be okay because it's still going to give us our blinds onto opponents. And with our Holy Spray, we do cleanse the blinds or the poison or what, the cold. We do stack it ourselves on top of everything. So it should be a nice little combo between the two. And we steal both with the Fedora, so it's going to be incredibly annoying build to face. And it's another puzzle bag of endurance. And speaking of also incredible Enchanted Stable Recombobulator, turning the garbage we do get into awesomeness. Also, why the hell am I not using these on our spear of all things? I'm going to sell this magic for dummies. We also get another card as well. Let's sell you. Let's go and grab the Stable Recombobulator and let's figure out what the hell we're going to pretty much offer up with that as well. Genuinely, we could get rid of our Holy Spear. As mad as it sounds. 40 golds. We could offer up a lot. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of our Holy Spear, which is kind of madness. Holy Spear. Pretty much all of it. And keep it in helmet. Get rid of our mana pot, get rid of our blood amulet as well, which I did kind of want to go for a vampiric freaking collar. But I don't really want it anymore, especially if we can get some craziness from the Stable Recombobulator as well. And we got a lot of power stack and we get invincibility for 7 million years. Okay, maybe this will be kind of nice because it is invincibility for so long. But like I said, I'm going to get rid of it. We got ourselves the axe and we got ourselves a freaking Blue Sage's Collar, Paladin's Whisper, Broccoli Tree. A whole bunch of garbage. We can also keep the stuff thrown at her, because we can actually stun our opponent from insane amounts. Now I did honestly get rid of our dagger, which doesn't feel great. We should be able to increase our stun chance on this as well. We could put it this way, which doesn't make too much sense. But it's going to have that stun time for such a long time now. We got to be careful because it's going to stun ourselves as well, which isn't stat great at the end of the day. Now what else do we want to grab? Enchanted weapons to make it stun even more. It does have a 50% accuracy and its cooldown is 3 seconds, so it is pretty darn slow. It also can deal up to 40 damage. So maybe having something like the Belladonna's Whisper in as well. Maybe stack up some poison. Broccoli Tree, probably don't really care about. I mean, if we do keep the electric torch, we could try to go for Scissor Sword, decreasing that accuracy. I'm not sure if I really do want it though. I mean, I'm only considering that because we do got Bite the Holy Light as well. Enchanted weapons, we could honestly use that with a Fedora. This might unironically be the time where I actually really want to grab it. I'm going to sell you as well as our little tiny stone and let's go ahead and grab it. And that's also Gingerbread Jerry, which will use our luck, heats, and mana to give us a bunch of buffs, which is kind of nice. And for now, I'm going to offer up 43 gold worth of items. I'm going to decrease our healing onto opponents, and actually, we might want to place this in on our helmet, so we actually resist a little bit of stun action, because we do have a good chance to stun ourselves quite a bit as well. And I do want to offer up this broccoli tree. We could try to move it over a little bit. I'm going to get rid of Stone Skipbot, as well as the Belladonna's Whisper and Essence of Steel. And yeah, I'm going to be rocking on. Might as well add in some flames. We really need the flames in first of Tronator. So let's get moving on. Let's definitely get moving on. We should be able to stun. Definitely for sure. And an increased chance to stun ourselves or resist our own stuns, which is going to be kind of nice. With the Stone Tronator, we should be able to stun for 7 million years. Well, we slow them down with our freaking Snow Stick as well. But can we still survive? Because opponents is removing a lot of buffs. We stun them for a full second, which is amazing. And it's not looking good for us. We need one more hit. Just wasn't enough. That freaking Katana dealt so much damage, but I'm hoping for some awesomeness. It is a Serpent Staff with a bigger chance to duplicate the poison from a Fedora. Also, Mana Dragon. Vampiric Pot we could also get rid of as well. We also get this too. So I really do like our setup currently at the moment. Might be better in this spot instead. Now Snow Stick, maybe I'll get rid of Snow Stick. So we do got lots of options right now. What I want to do is I definitely want to grab our increased crit chance from this. Because again, we start off with a lot of luck. We do start off with a bunch of mana, which means our Serpent Staff can go nuts. We can try to stun as well. We can also increase the crits from this too. So, buddy old pal, I'm going to sell you. And I'm going to sell this Boiling Pot and we can immediately take it. Which means we can get rid of the rest of the garbage in our inventory for free. Which should be even more awesome. But Spectral Dagger is a dagger that we could use as well. It does use up a little bit of mana, which I'm kind of scared about, honestly. But wouldn't it be kind of nice to keep in, especially if we were going for so much stun? Definitely so. We can also offer that up with you as well. And 8 golds. Keep our flames because, like I said, this does use our heats. We need every bit of heat that we can stack up for ourselves. Hogus Bogus I do want to place in at this side so we can increase the duration of it. And I do want to get as much nature items on our hat as possible also. This would like to be moved up a little bit so we can place in our blueberries. So we can start off with as much luck as possible. Let's get rid of you as well. Keep our twine, get rid of a garlic. I want to get rid of our gemstones as well. I mean, I might offer up 15 gold worth of items, but if Fedora increased our chance-based effects, this Serpent Staff should have an absurd amount of chance to inflict that poison. We should be able to maybe stack up some extra mana from this as well, if we have a bunch of luck, and with a Stuffed Tronator, if we do have at least 10 luck, we resist our own stuns as well. So we'll see how we get on. 80% chance to duplicate that poison, which is kind of nice. But we do run out of stamina because of Hogus Bogus, so grabbing ourselves a Rogue Pot will be kind of nice. We inflict a bunch of blinds, and that poison is racking up. We just need time to get there. And what do we get? A Jinx Staff? Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to offer that up, so I might sell it. This though gives us free gemstones. I will be gladly taken. Now these bags might need to go. Forging Hammer, couldn't give a doo-doo about. We can also increase, we can increase the duplication even more. Also, let's take you too. So I don't really have much to offer up for right now. I'm also considering what the hell we're going to use in our Box of Prosperity. Because I want to get some gemstones that we can get to offer up as well. Star of Courage, probably the best bet. Offer you up. Keep this in as well. We could charge it up if we want to, but I do like speeding. Wait, there's no point in not charging up, right? Nah, not at all. We should have a lot of nature items. I'm going to offer up these gemstones. It's 2 gold worth of items. Save the rest for golds. Let's move on. Let's see if we can stack up even more points because this will increase a little bit more. 54% duplication chance of that poison. And then if you get big old crits, which should have 67% chance to crit, we should be able to stack up a lot of poison. It does take us a long time, but this Serpent Staff is going to be dealing some big damage. And not bad. This stunning is insane as well. We got ourselves a bunch of an armor as well. Now the unfortunate thing is the Sapphire Whelp is going to be using up some of our mana to give us random buffs. But we do get this. Also, this garbage we're going to sell. The deck of cards does give us a little bit of luck from the beginning, so I kind of do like it. We could go for Sun Armor, but I don't really care about it. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to really use this bag just yet. Blueberries I do kind of want to take and then reroll just a little bit. That's a mana orb for more mana generation. We can also craft up the Blue Sage's collar. We can also start off with this as well. This would give us a bunch of start mana, which honestly could be insane for us. The question is, do we want to grab this mana orb? And the answer is hell yeah, because we could also increase the chances of it stacking up even more mana for us. And I'm going to offer up these 2 gemstones, well, the toast along with you as well, and let's get moving on once again. And that is a big old potion, staff on healing type situation with crazy amounts of health pots, which is going to be a huge explosion of healing. They do get invincibility as well, but we stun for over 1.5 seconds, or was it 1.2? We just stun our opponent for infinity amount of time. And we have a 70 DPS being our Spectral Dagger, Serpent Staff, Poison, all dealing some crazy damage. We had a nice amount of damage. Now in terms of healing, not a whole lot of heals, 12 max health gains, and about 115 blocks. So our defenses is not great, but I'm still going to try to continue on. Now, speaking of defenses, it does try to give us an armor as well, but I'm pretty much going to sell it. I'm also going to sell this as well. Twain I'm going to sell, you as well, this too, and we finally get ourselves this prismatic orb. And right now I'm going to be still offering up the garbage that we do have. This is also a bunch of start mana. How the hell are we not taking that? Immediately sell all this stuff. Let's take it. It does want to sit in here. We might have to take our blueberries because, like I said, we need to keep our heats. So our stuff thrown in there does gain 2 luck, gain a bunch of block, and stun our opponent as well. Well, let's get moving on. We should have crazy amounts of mana because our prismatic orb is going to be sitting down below, giving us up to 20 mana. We should have no problem with our Serpent Staff to be able to scale up incredibly fast. Except for when we run out of stamina from a Hogus Bogus. But like that, we stun for 1.3 seconds and then that poison just racks him down. Yeah, this build is actually kind of nice for us. And that's a big old blood turn, which I do not really care about. And what I do care about is stacking luck. For sure. That's going to be more crits for us. Let's reroll. Also, another box of prosperity is kind of nuts. This is storage I'm looking for really badly. We can get a little bit more mana. This I can also sell. You too. We could be offering this stuff up as well, but I'm kind of... honestly, I'm not sure what we're really going to be offering up as right now. Because I want to keep everything else. Still going to roll. Another mana orb. Jimbo as well. Don't really care about cards if I'm being honest. I'm still going to reroll. Let's sell this. Do we want the Hollow Fire Lizard for a bunch of heats? Would be kind of nice. Wisp we don't really care about. I'm not going to take it. That is just 25% crit chance. I'm going to save our gold and move on. Which should be good, right? Oh no, this is going to be 100% crit chance. Blood Turn 90%. It's going to have absurd amounts of scaling regen and vampirism and everything else. And can we stand a chance? We do stun him. And there's no way, right? That was so close. That stun just needed to be a little bit longer. But we do get ourselves an Essence to Steal with a Courage Pump. And a freaking Cupcake as well. Starball again, a bunch of heats and spikes. Honestly, not bad. Another box of prosperity really wants us to get all the gemstones to ever exist in our life. Maybe we could get rid of this eye lamp. Keep the dog win for a little bit extra damage. Do we really want that? I'm not sure. Pop could be kind of nice. Again, I'm not really sure. Cupcake to stack up more buffs. I'm going to reroll just a little bit. Double mana generation. I'm selling you. Don't really care about it. We could grab you too, but I'm not going to. If we had some way to charge this, which we do, we could use our heat to give us a bit of luck and a bit of block. But I don't also really want that. Lanternberry is going to go as well. Let's keep it rolling. Fanny pack I'll gladly take because we need a bunch of storage. And we do get a Darkest Lotus, which we could craft up using a set of blueberries to go ahead and grab ourselves a Dead Lotus. But it is 2 mana, or 2 freaking blueberries. It will use up our luck. It also removes buffs from our opponents. It could be kind of nice. We might sell the doggo. If we roll again, we could take this storage. I'm kind of down for that. Pretty much fills up our whole inventory. We could keep this then. I might sell it actually and go ahead and grab this because that's going to be a tiny bit of power for us from the very beginning. And then roll once more. And it was kind of low. Wait, we could take this. We probably do need to grab that if I'm being honest. But I would have really liked to grab ourselves a Helmet of Steel. For sure. And we are going to be facing a spiked wall, which will be eating up a lot of stamina, which is not great. We're going to be inflicting out blinds. We do get infinite luck, so we should be okay on that front. And we do stun opponents for 1.3 seconds. You do get battle rage. We just need to stun them again, and hell yeah. Yeah, this is kind of nuts. And speaking of nuts, that's a big old turbo Shelly for lots of heat stacking. I'm the darkness. Squirrel I'm going to sell because I don't really care about him. As mad as that sounds to say. Turbo Shelly is a little bit of heat, keeps us healthy, but I'm going to sell him because I just want to grab this. And then I want to reroll like crazy, and that is finally Stone Skin Pop, which I'm going to have to grab. So let's sell you, let's take it. Let's move this Hogus Bogus out, which does feel not great, but once you get a Stone Helmet in, we're going to resist a little bit of our own smashing once again. But let's move on once again. We should be good to go, right? We are facing a cold stack on builds. With crazy amounts of defenses, they're going to be stacking up crazy amounts of power, invincibility. Even with the stuns, is going to be hugely problematic. We do stun them. The problem is we multi-stun them, which is not ideal because it doesn't stack on stuns. And we might destroy him with our little tiny dagger, because it does attack true block, and we dealt so much damage. How is this doing crazy damage? Yeah, 88 DPS Spectral Dagger, Serpent Staff. I mean, it's all the empower as well as the crits. But it feels like this build shouldn't be working as much as it is. And that is a second torch, which means even more blinds stacked up. We can also grab this, but I'm not sure if we really do want it. We should be able to resist a lot of stuns from our helmet as well. We also get ourselves a doggo, which will stack up a bit of block. But I don't really want this doggo, if I'm being honest. Let's sell you to roll. Hollow Fire Lizard, I wouldn't mind actually grabbing instead of the Fool card. We could keep it, but this to get a bunch of heats. Speeding everything up does sound pretty nice to me. We still have a battery to grab ourselves even more heat as well. Could charge up our electric torch too. I was thinking about selling. I'm going to roll once more. Never mind, I'm going to roll again. And if I had one more rounds, I would gladly craft this up into Capital's Comforts. We should be good to go. 40% chance to resist stuns. We should also have another 12%. We could move this up slightly, but the damage reduction for 7 billion years is too good not to keep in here. And that stun is insane on the Stuff Tronator. Wait, we actually can craft this up. What the hell am I talking about? We got a cog right here. Let's sell all this garbage. Pretty much all this. Yeah, that is nuts. Let's take it. Let's immediately use it. Make sure we have it set up that we can craft it up. And it's not gonna be bad. The problem is we actually do stun ourselves a little bit more now since we did craft it up. Yeah, I forgot that it does get rid of the stun resistance. But at the same time, heal reduction, incredible. Damage reduction for a longer time, even more awesome. So I'm gonna be super happy about that. And let's move on. Let's see if we're gonna be able to win. Gonna begin a Hero Longsword Fortuna's Hope. This is a build I haven't seen in a long time. Because I get to our Med Clover Wincon, these little shard bows are gonna be dealing massive damage. But we do stun them, we inflict blinds, and we just win. Hell yeah. Not a bad builds. And I really didn't expect this sort of craziness at the end of the day. We did have a 100% crit chance. We also had a 54% chance to duplicate that poison. We had a 31% chance to repeat effects on the enchanted weapons, which Fedora enchanted weapons is kind of nice. 62% chance to generate more mana. And we could have also moved our Sapphire Whelp down below, but I didn't really feel like it. Since we're going to have damage reduction for such a long time, giving us time to inflict our blinds, stun opponents, and get that poison stacked up. And just doing a load of chippies. But stick around, we're going to jump into round 18 points to see if this build can actually win out. We got 11 rank points, leaving us at 59, hell yeah. So can we deal with a cold stacking, cold mirror type situation? We'll see, they might inflict some blind back onto us, but we have infinite luck, so we should be able to stun and resist our own stuns, and then pretty much stack up blinds so they can't hit us, and then let the poison chip him down, and never let him act again, hell yeah. Not bad. And can we take on a lifestealing Bloody Harvester, Bloodthorn type situation, just infinite lifesteal? Again, we inflict a decent bit of poison from the get-go, we stun him, and we stop him from hitting us because of the blinds, and hell yeah. And finally, can we take on a Magic Tech Armor, Thor's Hammer type situation with infinity daggers and loads of power stacking? Again, we stun him for a full second, and then our Stuff Tronator should pop off again, stun him for another full seconds, and that's it. That's literally it.